for the first time today at their Success Day. Okay, we'd love you guys to stand up too. Welcome as our guests. Thank you for being here today with us. We hope you have a fun time with us today. It might be snowing outside, but it's going to be hot in here, I promise you. I hope that today you capture a little bit of the spirit of what Forever is all about. An amazing opportunity. You're going to hear more about it as the day goes on, but an amazing opportunity for all of us to create something for ourselves, our very own business, under the umbrella of an organization that this year will have been providing home-based business opportunities for 40 years. And in a few weeks' time, there's a big group of us. You're going to see them later on stage, going to be in Dallas to celebrate our... There's more than that, I know that. To celebrate our 40th birthday. Dallas is the home of our manufacturing business, Alavira of America, so you'll all get to see that when you're over there. And of course, it's also home to probably our most famous asset, and that is South Fork Ranch. And we have a big party lined up on the Thursday night at South Fork with a rodeo and some line dancing, and it's going to be great fun. So some great things to look forward to in the next few weeks. We've had a really exciting few weeks. I know it's only been 3 weeks since we met, but in the last 3 weeks, lots of things have happened that I'd like to just share with you now. We've managed to get a fair amount of recognition in the press recently. Those of you who have been with us for a while will probably know that one of our products became runner-up last year in the Beauty Awards, which is about November time, and very many of you voted on that and helped us get that silver place. And I think as a result of that, the media now have started to look a bit more closely and in a positive way at our product range. So we found out this week that in the Pure Beauty Global Awards, we have our smoothing exfoliator. What do you do with one of them? Anybody know? I know, I should be using our smoothing exfoliator, and that is going to be judged at the Four Seasons Resort in Dubai in May the 9th, so we hope to obviously get success there, but the fact that we're even nominated, again, puts us very much in the media spotlight. We're shortly listed in the Beauty Awards for our Aloe Shave and for our Infinite, our anti-aging collection. So again, 2 opportunities there for us to win awards. We've got a lot of, as I say, magazines asking about us now, and a lot of bloggers too. So make sure that you let all of your customers know about what's happening there. Our Scandinavian business recently got the Aloe Gel recognised as the Health Boost of the Year. Delightful, iconic yellow bottle, which, as you probably know, is about to become a collector's item, because for those of you who are going to Dallas, you'll hear that we're announcing a move from our plastic bottles into Tetra Pak, and we should have that in the UK probably around May or June time. So I don't know about you guys, but I am definitely going to hang on to a yellow gel bottle, a plastic one. Those of you who've been to Longridge Manor, sometimes when you get there, if you get a chance to get in my office, ask them to show you some of the original packaging, because, you know, going way back, literally all of our products were in yellow bottles. Whether it was a topical product or one we ingest, everything was yellow. And we've kept yellow, of course, for our Aloe Gel, and I'm pleased to tell you that the packaging, the Tetra packaging for the gel is also going to be yellow, because I don't know about you, I bump into so many people who have not necessarily resonated with the name Forever Living, and certainly don't resonate with gel, but when you mention the yellow bottle, oh yeah, the yellow bottle, I remember drinking that. So we're pleased to be able to get that as an award too. So make sure that you put this over your social media, let your customers know. We've got lots and lots of recognition coming up, and as you and I know, we have some of the best quality products in the world, and we need to make more of that, and during the course of the day you're going to hear a lot more about how you can do that. So congratulations for being here. You know, our business is all about making those right decisions. And year on year, we try and encourage you to see that there's lots and lots of opportunity out there. Oh, sorry, I should have mentioned this too. Forever Direct just picked up an award in the last few weeks for the best managed company in the Netherlands, which is where we're based in Rotterdam. So give it up for our Forever Direct people too. The guy on the slide there is Martin Zegers, who heads up our operation there, And as you know, all of our product now for the UK and for Ireland and for very many of our European countries is picked and packed in Rotterdam. And we've been probably 4 or 5 weeks now using Rotterdam to pick our individual products, and we're getting great feedback from you guys about the quality of the packaging and how it arrives on time. And so it's a significant move for us, because as we've grown and grown over the years, getting the right amount of product in the right place in the world has become increasingly difficult. So to have a central hub that now distributes products to over 90 of our 150 countries means that it's a much more streamlined operation. So it was great to see them get awarded by Deloitte and Touche, the accountancy firm, as one of the best, or the best managed company in the Netherlands in 2018. In a second, we're going to give you an overview of our business. But if I could give you one big tip about our business, it's absolutely about having the right mindset. You're going to hear in a few seconds about the untapped opportunity for our products and the untapped opportunity that we have to show people how they can create an extra income for themselves. And part of the process of becoming more successful, becoming a successful entrepreneur, is definitely around the way that we think. And I love this particular quote. I believe that the successful people in the world, not just in our industry but in other industries, made a decision. You'll often hear from the stage here when people share their stories. Sometimes I'll say things along the lines of, oh, nothing much happened for a while, or I was just cruising along for a while and then I got to the point where I decided to decide. That's a phrase we hear a lot. It's a mental decision. In the same way as we can choose when we wake up in the morning to have a happy day or a sad day, it's a mental decision. And so I love this quote because it's about deciding to become one of the people who leads their lives by design rather than default. It's always easier not to do something than it is to do something, particularly if the doing involves us stepping outside of our comfort zone or making a commitment that sounded like a good idea at the time but now requires us going out on a snowy morning, for example. I can promise you there are many people who bought a ticket for today and looked at the weather forecast yesterday and said, oh, it might snow tomorrow, I'm not going. You decided to decide that irrespective of what happened, you're going to be there. And in the making of that commitment, that's a step towards being more successful as an individual. So leading our lives by design rather than by default is a key part of our success. Choosing to challenge our limiting beliefs is a key part of success. I love the phrase, becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable. There are several questions that I would encourage you to ask yourself as a business owner at the end of every week. And one of those questions is, how many times last week was I uncomfortable? Because it's my view or opinion that if we go week after week after week after week just doing things that we're comfortable with, the chances are we're not challenging ourselves and growing as an individual. Would that be fair? There are very many people I speak to who say, well, you know, I don't feel comfortable talking to strangers. And I understand that. Let's face it, when we were growing up, our parents said to us, don't talk to strangers. You come into Forever Living, what do we encourage you to do? Talk to as many strangers as you can. It's rather confusing for our wiring, isn't it? Things like, I'm not comfortable doing a presentation or speaking in public. If you want to build a successful enterprise, you're going to have to get comfortable with those things. And so ask yourself the question each week, how often was I uncomfortable last week? I don't mean uncomfortable in a dangerous situation. I mean uncomfortable in the fact I'm stretching myself to do something that I'm not ordinarily comfortable with. And you know what? When we do that, what we do is expand our comfort zones and become more competent. Second question I'd ask myself at the end of every week as a forever business owner is, would I pay me for last week? You know, we're all really fortunate that in our forever business, at least, we're our own boss. I know some of you have daytime jobs in which you have a boss, but in the forever world, you are your own boss. You can decide how hard to work, where you work, how many hours you want to put in, if any. It's your choice. However, our business is no different to any other business. It requires time and effort. So asking ourselves, did I put the effort in for last week? Would I pay me for last week? Is a key way of evaluating whether I'm doing the things each week that I need to do in order to grow my business. One of my observations in Forever, and I've been in Forever for nearly 24 years in a couple of weeks' time actually, I meet very many people who evaluate their progress in Forever Living not by the actions they've taken, but by the time they've been in Forever. So a few weeks ago I was at a meeting in the evening, and a lady came up to me and she said, after the meeting, Bob, could I just have a couple of words and maybe you could give me some advice? I said, yes, of course. And so we met, and she said, I've been 14 months with Forever Living, she said, and I'm still stuck at assistant supervisor position, and I'm getting more and more frustrated with it. And I said, okay, no problem, let's talk about what you do each week. I said, for example, what did you do last week? She said, I didn't do anything last week. She said, my mom's not been very well, and so we didn't do anything at all. I said, okay, what about the week after? I didn't do it, so we went back to about 6 weeks and done no work at all because of circumstances, and that's fine. So my advice is, don't measure your progress or time in Forever by the amount of time you've been in Forever, but by what you do each week to move your Forever business forward. So would I pay me for last week is a key way of evaluating how much effort I've put into my business. And the third question I would encourage you to ask yourself every week is, would I follow me? Those of you who've made the effort to be here today have shown true leadership skills, because there are very many people who chose not to come. Some of your team chose not to come, but you chose to be here. So would I follow me means, am I exhibiting the qualities of a leader? So challenging our limiting beliefs, measuring our time by activity, not by the time we've been in the business, and asking ourselves about leadership skills are important. And decided to choose that to attempt the greatest quality of all is to believe that you can, is the end of that statement. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, as Henry Ford said, the answer is, you're right. So think that we can. Buddha said, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. And my advice to you is to have positive thoughts whenever you can. To be more aware of the thoughts that you're having. To become a glass half full person, not a glass half empty person. And all of those qualities will help you achieve whatever you want to achieve from Forever Living. It's a fact that successful people think differently. There are some great books on mindset and attitude out in the foyer today. Knowledge is King are with us, as always, supporting us. One of the books that changed my life over 40 years ago was a book called Think and Grow Rich. And the basic summary of that book is, successful people think differently. So I hope that today you're inspired by what you hear. Recognize that everybody who's coming across the stage today was sat where you were sat at some point in the past. We all started our Forever journey as an assistant supervisor, wondering whether this business would work for us, wondering whether there was any customers out there for the products, wondering whether anybody would join our team, whether there were other people out there who also wanted to become entrepreneurs. Let me tell you this. If you're a glass half full person, you'll find those customers, because there's millions of people out there who would like better health. If you're a glass half full person, you'll find the relatively small number of people that you need to find in order to build a vibrant team. There are very, very many people out there who are fed up with the rat race, fed up of having a boss, would love to be able to spend more time with their family, but at the same time be able to contribute financially to their family. And we have an absolutely ideal business model that allows people to do that.